I'm just here to word vomit. I just watched a video where the guy was talking about feeling lost and figuring out what your life task is. And he said, like, your life task could be getting a plane ticket and moving, picking up all your stuff and moving somewhere new. And I was like, okay. And then he said, or your life task could be I need to water that plant. That's my life task. No. Or your life task could be keeping everything, like unpacking all your things, and that was probably a bit much. Anyway, unpacking all your things and staying put, because you usually run away when things get too hard. And I like sat there like jaw dropped on the couch, hand over my mouth for like quite a few minutes. Just like thinking about that, because it kind of hit me like really hard, because I know in a lot of ways I do that. I do. But at the very same time, I know that in other situations, I don't do that. Like, if I'm in a relationship, and maybe I'm moving forward with different energy, but like in the past, if I'm in a relationship and things get hard, they could get hard a million times, but I'm going to try to work it out. So in some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. But the other day I saw a video that someone was like, I have all these opportunities, like I went to school for this and I did this in high school and then totally something different in college, and then I got a job doing this, something totally different, and then now I'm in Italy doing an art residency. And she was like, everyone's like, oh my God, you live such an amazing life, like how do you get all these opportunities? And she was like, I just don't settle when things don't feel right, and I just say yes to things, and I have all these amazing opportunities, and I see myself in both realms, which is so difficult because it's just difficult. So, you know, you're supposed to know, I guess, like, shouldn't we always know everything? Like, but I don't know. I think I probably do know, and I probably just need to sit with it more, but there's a lot to be said for, like, having that, like, maybe you need to just unpack and be here when things get too hard. I don't know. That's definitely I'm just reflecting out loud because I need to. If I don't say it, it'll just disappear. Mini brands. I mean, I'm sure I do know. Honestly. For me, settling, actually, you know, it's so funny. Settling is like something that I want to do. We never traveled growing up, ever. We never really went on vacation, ever. Never really did anything. So traveling is not natural to me. And my genuine real life goal, as I've said so many times, is to literally just settle down on a huge plot of land, get a little house, have a little babies, be in love, and just like live naturally off the land and have a community of people and do art and, you know, have my babies grow up. It's all I've ever wanted, ever, you know. Kind of got skewed there a little bit when I was in college. I was like, I'm never getting married. I hate everyone. But like really since high school, that's what it's been. And that requires settling. And I'm such a homemaker. And I'm such a, like, you know, like, I love being home. I'm such a homebody. I love having a home. I love making it pretty. I love feeling cozy in my own space. I love that. So that requires being settled. You know what I mean? And I didn't feel like Arizona was the place where I was in Arizona. And maybe that was changed because I kind of like, I don't know. I wanted to be with Ty but Arizona just didn't really feel like home, you know? I missed the seasons for sure. And I definitely did. I enjoyed them. But like, I don't know if Connecticut is the place either necessarily. And so it's like, how long do I want to settle in a place where I'm not totally sure about it? Because I could be exploring other places that I might want to settle down at the very same time. But how will I know if I shouldn't have settled, if I didn't know? But that one thing right there, that thought right there, that one is, how will I know if I should have stayed there? I can go back. Girl, I could go back. So don't act like you don't have choices in life. If I leave Connecticut and I go to 3 different places, I'm like, actually, I want to go back to Connecticut. I could go back to Connecticut if that's where I want to be. I love living by the beach. I love living by the beach. I love it. I'm such a beach girl. I never thought I would be a beach girl. But where I live exactly right now, there's not a huge sense of like community. Too much. Like, you know, like you go to the cafe, yeah, you feel like you're part of a community or whatever, like this and that, little things, little tiny things. But overall, no. I don't know. No, I need to stop saying I don't know. Because I do know. I just need to think these things out. That's where I'm at. That's exactly where I'm at right now. Is that, how do I know I want to settle in this place or not? Because I lived in Arizona for 5 years. That's quite a while. And I knew, I was like, you know, this ain't it. I've only lived in, it's actually my 1 year coming up for living in Connecticut. And half of it was like working at a job that I couldn't stand, and also a relationship that was ending. I don't really feel like Connecticut is right for me. Like right here, I don't feel like it's right for me. But one thing I do know is that I love living by the beach. I love that. That's one insight that I could take forward. When is it time to move though? These are just thoughts. And I have a pimple and it's hurting. Ow. But anyway, like, I love my little apartment. I love it. And it's okay for me to love a physical thing. It's so cute. Has so much character. I live on the first floor. I live right by my job. And those are positives, right? I also, living in Connecticut, I'm 3.5 hours away from my family, which is closer than I've been ever since I moved out, which is really nice. I don't like flying, and it's expensive. One thing I'm thinking about is maybe if I live here another year, although if I get a job, then gotta leave. But maybe I can travel more and experience places more and then get moved to them. Because I never visit anywhere before I move, apparently. I'm just like, let's go cold turkey. Honestly, I prefer it that way. Because I can do my research online to the extent of what I really need to research. You know? But, yeah, maybe, because it really is way different living somewhere versus going on vacation somewhere or traveling to visit somewhere. It's so different. It is so different. But maybe one option could be I stay here and go travel to other places. I don't know. Anyway, the only reason why I'm thinking of this is because my lease is ending in literally 9 days, and I asked for a 3 or 6 month lease. They still have not gotten back to me because they suck so bad. But I'm gonna call soon and be like, hey, do you have an answer? Because otherwise I would have to sign a year lease or move out. And if I get a job, that means, guess what? I'm leaving and I have to break the lease, and I just would rather not do that, you know what I mean? But, that's why I'm thinking of all these things right now. And it's a beautiful thing to be thinking, isn't it? It is. So, that's all, folks. I feel like that was some good conversation for my brain. Shouty-doo.